Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. Thanks for joining us once again, everyone. Wanted to start in the tropics real quickly. We have our first major hurricane, and by major we mean Category 3 or higher, of the 2014 Atlantic hurricane season. But this is what we call a fish storm. It's not going to impact any land. It's out in the middle of nowhere over the central Atlantic. But this is Edward. Look how impressive looking this is on the satellite picture. Real defined eye, great looking circulation. But as I zoom out here, you can see it's in the middle of nowhere, and it's tracking generally. It's going to track kind of like this, away from the U.S. and even the surf along the beaches of the East Coast will be minimally affected by Edward, but still, pretty impressive looking system. It's been a quiet tropical season yet again in the Atlantic. It's been a long time since we've had a real problem with a landfalling hurricane in the eastern and southern U.S. And, well, that's a good thing, of course, but one could say we're overdue, but it may not happen this year. All right, back closer to home, we've had kind of a variably cloudy sky at times today. At times it's looked like it's going to rain, but there's no rain on the radar. At times we've had some sunshine as well, and kind of that mackerel sky or mixed sun and clouds is what we have right now as I record this, a little after 2 o'clock. Temperatures look like this. It's another cool day. 63, the 2 o'clock temperature in Youngstown, 64 Newcastle, about 65 over in Akron, Canton. Even down in central Ohio where the clouds are thicker, it's even cooler. We're struggling to get up to 60 in Dayton and Columbus this afternoon. So another October preview today. We're going to have a few more days like this before the week is through. And then finally some above average temperatures briefly for the upcoming the upcoming weekend. Across the U.S. today, otherwise, things are fairly quiet for the time being. There's another front up here that's going to kind of miss us to the north and east. But look at the air behind that front up in Canada. It's in the mid-30s in the middle of the afternoon up around Hudson Bay. The air masses are getting colder and colder up in Canada as we continue losing sunlight. The sun's getting lower in the sky, and the source regions, as we call them, northern Canada, the refrigerator is getting turned on up there. And as these air masses become progressively colder, and they keep coming south, of course, we're going to transition into autumn. Our average highs are falling very quickly at this time of the year. We're losing a degree off of our average highs every few days now. And we're losing daylight now at the most rapid pace that we do all year. We're losing about 2 minutes and 42 seconds of daylight every day for the next 2 weeks. So the seasonal transition is here in full force. Now, it's still summer down in the southeast, that's for sure. It's in the 80s to around 90 this afternoon. And a big national weather story will be the flooding concern out across parts of Arizona, even parts of New Mexico, due to our tropical system that caused all sorts of problems around Cabo. Not quite awake yet this afternoon. Big vacation spot, Cabo, down in the Baja of California. A lot of damage down there. Now, the wind is not going to be much of a problem up in Arizona and New Mexico, but the flooding will be in the deserts of the Southwest over the next couple of days. All right, so our weather locally going to be very quiet for the rest of the work week, in fact. This morning I did post on my weather blog, ericwfmj.com, a review of the first half of September, a preview of the last half of September, and a look at October as well. So check that out if you get a chance. Here's one of the subjects that I talked about in that blog post. The first half of September overall has been pretty average temperature-wise in northeast Ohio and western PA. It started hot. And then we got a cool spell over the last 5 or 6 days, and that means that the first 2 weeks of the month have kind of evened out to be about average. It's been another much cooler than average start to the month out in the plains, the Rockies, and up into Canada. But anyway, back to the present. Rest of the week, high and dry, quiet as high pressure drifts across. By the end of the week, by Friday afternoon, our high will be over New England, and we'll start to get a return flow on the backside of that. That will start to warm temperatures up. And Saturday, kind of a warm day, actually. Southwest wind, sunshine. Our previous forecast has 77 for Saturday. I'll take a look at things this afternoon, but I guess I wouldn't be shocked if we made a run at 80 Saturday afternoon if we got enough sunshine and that southwest breeze kicked up enough. So that's something we'll keep an eye on. Saturday's the better half of the weekend. The models are definitely in agreement that Sunday a cold front's going to come through. While it's probably not a washout, there will be some showers, maybe even a thunderstorm along that front during the course of Sunday. So the second half of the weekend features some raindrops, and then another real shot of October chill coming behind that front for the first half of next week. And we could have a couple of days where we're no higher than the middle 60s, perhaps even lower 60s for highs next week. We're in this below average zone now. We go up a little above average for the weekend, especially Saturday. But then high temperatures during the first half of next week could be as much as 10 degrees below average, which again means lower and middle 60s. That'll be the first half of next week. Beyond that, I do think we see a moderating trend during the second half of next week and as we head towards the beginning of October. So a little preview of the next couple of weeks. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of this week. It looks really nice outside, and thank you for watching Weather for Weather Geeks on this Tuesday. I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 6 and 11.